Hey everybody, and welcome to another exciting adventures of the Holotapes Weekly Team. Hi guys, I'm Jordan. I'm your lovely host, and this is Jordan, our other lovely host.
Hello.
And this is Monty, our other lovely host.
What's up, guys?
And this is Rob, our lovely guest.
Hello.
You may recognize Rob because he was also on episode 9.
This is episode 11 now, isn't it?
Yes, you skipped an episode. It's okay, we forgive you. Hey guys, this is episode 11. And we're very excited, and everything's awesome. And that Lego song just got stuck in all of your heads. So there's that. So how's everyone doing today?
Good.
Peachy.
Yep, just fine.
Excelente. I'm glad to hear it. So before we get started, as always, we have our weekly dollar, which I think some of you have forgotten how the weekly dollar works. So I'm going to reiterate exactly how it works. And you guys are going to listen and pay attention and give lots of money. Ready? Your weekly dollar is where we suggest a charitable cause, and you go out and you give whatever you can. Go volunteer, you go give $1, you tell your friends about it, you force them to give $1, you rob a bank, you give that money to the charity. But anyways,
Just
you
don't
find
get
it
caught.
Yeah, don't get caught. That's a good point.
You beat up small children and take their lunch money?
Yeah.
I like that idea.
But anyways, so you find a way to give in some way to this charitable cause. And I say charitable cause because I want it to be known that each and every person has a different preference on how they think the money or resources are best being spent. For example, if I say let's do that the charitable cause of the week is water, and you like this charity but don't like that charity that much, go ahead and give to the first charity. The thing is that we're just trying to promote the charitable cause, not any specific charity, other than the Red Cross, because the Red Cross is awesome and have always done great, because that is the only charitable foundation, charitable organization that I think that everyone internationally can agree is a very, very good organization. They've helped soldiers from World War II, World War I. I mean, they've been around for forever, and they definitely know the ropes on how things work. Oh, one more thing is that if you actually do end up giving money, if you tweet at us at Holotapes Weekly on Twitter with your name, the amount that you gave, and the name of the charity, we will give the top 3 donators a shout out on the next episode. Very, very simple, and you will also feel awesome doing it. So this week's charitable cause is just animal rescue. Let's take care of the huge animal problem that we have, not just in the U.S. but all over the world. There's a huge surplus of animals and not enough owners, and we got to figure out what to do with that. So go out and give to the ASPCA or something along those lines, whatever works for your country, and just find a way to give to pets.
But remember, don't feed the Yaguai.
Don't feed the Yaguai. Yes. Don't give to PETA. If you give to PETA, I'm going to smack you. Other than that, go save some animal lives. Do it. Do it, you jabroni. That's it. Moving on. I probably sound really weird.
We all
Okay,
sound
we're
really
out.
tired, I think, is the problem.
Yeah, we all do kind of sound really tired. So, Obozo at Obozo42 on Twitter asks, what is your favorite playstyle in the Fallout games?
I tend to go for stealth most of the time, even though it is really, really overpowered when you get high leveled.
I think that Bethesda doesn't do stealth really well. I think that they make it way too overpowered in just about every single one of their games. I think that's just a thing.
It was really bad in Skyrim because I remember the spoilers for the Dark Brotherhood quest line.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to sneak on board a ship or something. You can literally just crouch straight in front of them.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I usually use either a combination of stealth and regular guns, like small guns. That's probably the most effective, especially early on in the game, in both games.
In all the games, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the stealth approach, but I also really like the big guns and kill everything approach.
Oh, yeah, I think that you told us that your favorite gun was the Elijah's jerry-rigged Tesla cannon.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It's definitely a lot of fun to do that. And my personal thing is that I always play on very easy because I don't care about the challenge or anything. A lot of the times I do play on hardcore, so I still have food, drink, and everything like that. But I don't see a point to playing on very hard or anything. So a lot of the times I'm going in there guns blazing, no stealth, guns or energy weapons. It really doesn't matter to me, and just go in and wreck shop straight up front. Lots of headshots, VATs all the time. Not much else to it. I also always, well, not always, but I say always, and then I immediately say not always. Whatever.
Make your
Anyways,
mind up.
you know what, Monty? I don't even have the energy to say it today.
Shut up, Monty.
There we go. She's always got my back. So that's how
Hell
teamwork
yeah.
works. I always try and back up the Followers of the Apocalypse because they're awesome.
And
They
we'll
are my
talk about
favorite.
them more later.
Yeah, and I'm usually a good guy too for talking like that.
It's hard to not be a good guy.
I
Yeah.
feel like a dick.
They make it so, like, the characters are so engaging and everything. You actually feel bad. It feels wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I like sneaking around and stealing stuff, but that's about it.
Yeah, but like people who have the heart to blow up Megaton don't have a heart. Like there's no.
Yeah, I'd say
I'm a
about
soulless
80% of people
person.
didn't blow up Megaton in their first playthrough, but
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest and say that the first time that I sold Arcade into slavery with Caesar, I felt just like laying down and crying.
I have never done that because Arcade is
Me
my
either.
favorite. Is my
Arcade-
it
favorite.
felt like
fighter.
dog shit.
Arcade is the reason I play New Vegas as a man, so that I can romance him.
Oh, yeah, Arcade is pretty attractive. All right, now I'm daydreaming about a fictional character. Anyways, back on topic. But yeah, I think that we all kind of feel that way. It's like they create such a good environment for what is good and what is bad that it's really hard to break free of the normal conventions of what are good and bad like you normally would in a role-playing game. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's awesome, but
Yeah. Well, of course you can try playing like an evil character, and that becomes a lot of fun.
it does if you let kind of that wild side come out.
Wow,
And wild side. Moving on, next question. James Van Dusen at Colt45VanD on Twitter asks, where the hell is Fallout 4?
It's under my fucking couch. That's where it is. I've been hiding it there all this time.
Is it under your fucking couch or under your fucking couch?
No, I clearly stated it was under my fucking couch, not my regular couch. You see, those are two different kinds of couches.
So is it the couch that you personally fuck, or is it the couch that you get fucked on?
I'm not going to go into any more detail on that. I'm just going to leave my statement as is.
Thank you. I'm gonna say it's probably with Half-Life 3. So, what did Gabe Newell say? Like 2035 or something like that? So, keep
Yeah,
waiting.
Fallout 4 is actually going to be a DLC for Half-Life 3.
Oh, man. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Fallout 4 doesn't exist. They're just going to jump straight to Fallout 5, and they're just going to say, screw you guys, we actually wrote an entire story for Fallout 4, and you'll never know it. And it's all become part of the lore now, so you guys have
It
to
got
figure
lost.
out. You guys have to figure it out retroactively and just play through Fallout 5 and figure out what happened in Fallout 4 because they hate us.
Basically.
You know, it'll be even worse than that is because if you go for Obsidian again, most likely they'll do Fallout 5, so you have to wait for Fallout 6.
Oh my god, that would be really annoying. Yeah, we're just gonna sit this one out, guys. No big deal. God, that's worse than Russell. That's worse than Russell passing during the Super Bowl.
Oh, God. I feel your pain.
All right, continuing on. CJ at CJ Belanda on Twitter asks.
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, we hung out with him last episode. Asks, do you guys still think Vault-Tec is a company? Do you think it still exists rather than just the Enclave? Well, Vault-Tec has never been part of the Enclave, so that's a weird statement to make. But I'm sure that Vault-Tec had vaults for their own personal reasons, and I'm sure that they've gathered a fuck ton of data on all the other vaults.
Well, I think it's shit. I'm not sure which game it is. I think it might be Tactics or Brotherhood of Steel. One of those two. There's
Brotherhood
a
of Steel isn't canon.
yeah. Well, one of them they had like a special Vault Zero where all the special Vault-Tec scientists went, but I don't think that's canon. But they probably don't exist anymore because I mean, like in Fallout 3, you go to the Vault-Tec headquarters in the DC area, and there's obviously nothing left. So I mean,
Well, I mean, if you were trying to be sneaky and not have people try and kill you after you've killed everyone they know, I wouldn't hang out at my headquarters either.
yeah, I mean, I'm there's probably still a couple of crazy Vault-Tec scientists left somewhere that we'll learn about eventually, but
I agree, because what was the point of the experiment then if you're not going to record?
yeah, because I
Right.
mean, if you see in like Vault 101, like the Overseer is still sending data to Vault-Tec.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
they ever respond, but
I've heard the whole thing about the Enclave being part of Vault-Tec, or vice versa even. But that just makes you realise why the Enclave didn't have access to Vault 101 in Fallout 3.
Yeah.
'Cause you-
Well, here's the thing. I think that a lot of people don't understand how much corporatism goes into American politics. I mean, a lot of American politicians basically have a company or two basically under the table that they're voting for. It's a really weird system. So it's not completely unbelievable that Vault-Tec is like a bigger version of, Google or Exxon Mobil or BP, and that they just had a lot of representatives in their pocket, a lot of senators, a lot of congressmen, and they said, you have to vote this way so that way we can get what we want. So it wouldn't be like they were directly a part of the government. It's just that they had a lot of influence over it. So.
They were basically no, never mind. That was a bad example. I changed my mind.
They're the oil companies of today.
Yeah, but yeah.
So.
Bark, bark, bark.
Bark, bark, bark. What?
Did you not hear the dogs? I'm sorry.
Are you having an episode, Jordan? Do we need to cut this short?
I'm sorry, my dogs are really annoying.
Oh, okay, so we're actual dogs.
I've had Mountain Dew, and now I'm drinking a Monster, and there's a liter of vanilla Coke sitting on my desk.
If you don't actually get diabetes, you are going to die.
The only time that she can have American food in Germany is late at night. She has to sneak it and get it like a vampire and like hide it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You all don't even know. Okay, we're not going to digress into the food I have stashed in my room.
Okay, we're really off topic now. We start talking about cheese now. I love cheese.
Shut up. We're not talking about cheese and unicorns.
Oh, god damn it. Well, good question, CJ. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
No, we won't. CJ's never allowed back on.
Wow, you're an asshole. You know that?
No, I'm just kidding. He knows I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. I might kick you off forever. I wouldn't do that to him.
Oh, you'd have a lot of people pissed off at you then.
Oh, I doubt it. You want to go? You want to fight? You a
Yeah.
jabroni?
Let's start a fan war.
Let's start a flame war. Anyways, we're continuing on.
Now that we've digressed back to 2006, let's bring it back to the present.
I'm coughing today, guys. That's the question.
Cough,
but seriously. Rory 120. Rory
McIlroy.
Rory M 120. I've watched enough Gilmore Girls. I should know how to pronounce Rory. On Twitter asks, if you could be in any Fallout town faction vault, what would you choose and why?
Ooh, this is a good question.
I'd be in the Followers of the Apocalypse banging arcade.
Well, I mean, I'd probably be in the Strip because why wouldn't you want to like live in a casino and just fuck prostitutes all day and gamble? I mean,
that's only for the rich, Monty.
Yeah, well, I'd be
you gotta
rich.
Get rich before you can get there.
Nah, I'm a high roller. I got over 10,000 caps. I'm pretty set up. I'm pretty established.
I'd be in Vault 8, the only one that worked.
Yeah, it's true.
I'd be in Vault 21.
So
definitely.
you could have your home destroyed by house?
No, I'd be in Vault
I'm
69.
pre-house destroying. Monty, shut up. Pre-house destruction gamble fest.
That would be interesting.
I think so.
As long as you can get some alcohol, make it a little bit easier to gamble.
That's a bad combination.
I mean, I think Rapid City wouldn't be that bad. They have a pretty nice community in there.
Unless
and they're not crazy.
I don't know, how much does docking affect motion sickness?
Well, they're not moving.
But you have to assume
that's not the problem.
You have to assume that they do get something from the water, like high and low tide. It's not like the moon was blown up, you know?
Well, it could have been.
Tide.
You can see it in the games.
You would know if the moon was blown up. There would be a lot more
change.
Speaking of that, can we get a DLC on the moon?
Can we get a DLC?
Mothership Zeta 2.
Did this suddenly become Call of Duty Ghosts?
Like, what is that movie with space Nazis?
We can visit the secret vault on the moon.
Iron Sky.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I think that every single gamer just has accepted that doesn't matter, Nazis are the generic enemy. Like, if you had to point to a random enemy in any game, like you weren't able to see their face, you were just able to see their feet, you would just be like, that's a Nazi. It used to be, that's a generic bad guy. Now it's just straight up, that's a Nazi.
Or a commie.
Nazi zombies for the win.
Then they kind of went through a weird Russian phase, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think that's where the commie thing pops in. You're either a communist or a Nazi.
Well, I went like Battlefield, and then it was
Battlefield's got that weird thing going on where it's like a world war between the U.S. and Russia, doesn't it?
Yeah, and China now in Battlefield 4.
Oh, man. How's the Battlefield Hardline beta?
I played the beta. I played the immediate beta after E3. You know, when they like surprise announce, it's like, yeah, it's active now. I played it then. I enjoyed it for what it was then.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun.
All right,
I mean, everyone's got shit on it though.
It doesn't make any
Fallout.
sense whatsoever, but it was fun.
It's Battlefield. Everybody's gonna shit all over it.
Battlefield, Fallout.
Battlefield, Fallout.
Fallout, Battlefield.
Let me tell you, that would be one of the few games that you could mix Fallout with that I wouldn't buy it.
Probably.
Fallout.
You can
Kingdom
mix Fallout
Hearts
with most anything.
Fallout what, Jordan?
Fallout Kingdom Hearts mix. I'd buy it. Not gonna lie.
Lego Fallout.
Dude, I'd buy
Lego
Lego
Fallout I'd buy.
I would buy Lego Fallout.
I would definitely not buy Lego Kingdom Hearts or Lego Final Fantasy or Lego Final Fantasy, Fallout Final Fantasy, or Fallout Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, but listen, those would be very interesting, and I would be interested in seeing how they would do it. And
yeah, Mickey Mouse comes out of nowhere with a fat man and launches a nuke into your face.
Well, seriously, I still want a Fallout Telltale game eventually.
See, that would be good, because Telltale is good with dramatic stuff.
Yes, just
Disney-
after Fallout 4.
Disney's good with dramatic stuff too, but I don't think they're good with that kind of dramatic. I don't think they're good with like the really, really gritty sort of dramatic.
Well, I mean, we could play as Vault Boy.
Hi kids, this is my friend Vault Boy.
Jordan, you have a future in Mickey Mouse impersonation.
Maybe. But anyways,
Where the fuck were we?
I think we answered that question. We're gonna move on. Thank you, Rory, for your question.
Besides the fact you just butchered your name about 8 times.
I said Rory.
No,
and I know
before that you were like, Rory.
Steel Thunder at Steel Thunder 13 hardcore, sounds like a hardcore name.
Yeah.
Asks, would you like to see ghouls as a playable race with their own racial quirk, story, and significance in Fallout 4? Here's the thing. We've talked about this before, and we've all debated on the goods and the bads of having different playable races. So I think the thing that we're going to focus on here is that he's talking about story significance. Do you think that the story should change in any significant way other than a few dialogue choices if you played as a different race?
Well, it depends what the story is, because if it was Fallout 3 and you could play as a ghoul, it wouldn't really make sense, because how would a ghoul be in a vault? So, I mean, you'd have to work the story around it.
I mean, it kind of wouldn't make sense at all if it didn't impact it, but then if it did, chances are it would be less as good as it would have been if it was just a set story.
Yeah. I think with with the Elder Scrolls, with Skyrim, it doesn't matter that much, and I can't really think of anything that super changes about the storyline.
Skyrim kind of matters, because if you're an elf and you're fighting for the Nords, it's kind of weird.
It doesn't really matter, though.
Yeah,
no
but
one really
nobody
comments
really
on
questions it. Yeah.
That's not true.
To you it seems weird, but I mean, the most there was is like an offhand comment. It's like, oh, hey, lizard. You're not allowed here, lizard. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but...
And I mean, I feel like if they added ghouls to be a playable race in Fallout 4, that it'd be there, and people would be, oh, that's cool, but I mean, I wouldn't really want to play as a ghoul, because, like...
I'd want to play as a ghoul.
Yeah.
I'd probably play as a ghoul for like one run through, but it wouldn't be me and the Khajiits.
Yeah,
I guess
Khajiits
that
are
makes
fucking
sense.
nasty.
What did you just call them?
I said they're fucking nasty, like in a good way.
No, what did you call them personally? Like, what was the word?
For what?
Like, what do you call the cat people in Skyrim? Say it.
Khajiits.
No.
What?
What are they called then?
Khajiits.
Oh
With a
my god,
K.
I'm so fucking sorry. Arrest me. Man, when we do our Elder Scrolls podcast, oh jeez, I'm gonna be in trouble.
Whoa, spoiler.
Whoa.
Oh, spoiler alert. Alert.
Aloyts?
Oh,
Monty,
shit.
are you drunk?
Oh my god, I'm not the first person to fuck up speech in this bitch.
Let's be honest, I'm kind of the king of screwing up speech. I'm the Ryan Haywood of this podcast.
I'm the Christopher Walken.
Yeah, no, you're not. Don't even try. Like I said, I would love to play as a ghoul with their own like racial quirks, like getting partially healed by radiation and things like that. But if it made too much of an impact on the story, I don't know how much I'd like that. It would definitely depend on how well they could execute it. If it was like how they did with women and the Legion, where just some parts of the Legion were just totally cut off from you because you played as a woman in Fallout New Vegas, if they did that, I wouldn't like it.
Assholes.
Yeah, it was pretty annoying when I'm doing a run-through as a female character and I can't go into the fucking arena, and you always get those off-candid comments and stuff like that.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, they're dicks. Fuck them.
Wait, are you talking about the Caesar's Legion arena thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do it at all if you're a female.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
I didn't know you could my first run through. Like, the
Yeah.
first time I ran through it, I didn't know that you could go fight in an arena because I was playing as a woman. And it took, like, 4 or 5 playthroughs before I discovered that you could.
Well, see,
I mean,
that's
it's not
kind of
like-
interesting, though.
Yeah,
It
I
is,
mean,
yeah.
it's not like it makes a huge difference, but it's one of those things like it's a part of the gameplay that's interesting. That I'd like to
Yeah,
keep.
it's like you can always play as a dude and not realize that, that this stuff's off limits if you play as a woman.
Well, it's just like I didn't know that you could seduce Benny as a woman for a long time.
That's the only
Yeah,
way
I
to
know.
play it.
No, the only way to play it is to get Benny up in his room by himself, shoot Maria out of his hand, grab Maria, and shoot him in the head with the Maria.
Shit, that'd be epic.
That's
Too
what
bad
I.
you can't even do that.
Yeah, you can. What are you talking about?
And
Well, I mean, like, it would be hard.
There's
No,
a
not at all.
there's a
There's a speech option
something
for it.
for it. Yeah.
You just walk up to him in the middle of the tops and he says, "Whoa, let's be cool," and then he offers you like the presidential suite and everything, and you say, "There's an option. I think it's at like 70 speech or something like that," and you just say, "We go to the suite together right now. No bodyguards. Let's go." And you just follow him up, and then you get to sit and talk with him for a while, and then he's all right, I guess this is it, and then he pulls out Maria and starts firing at you. If you're quick, you shoot Maria out of his hand, grab it off the floor, and then you shoot him in the head with it.
Yeah, there's an achievement for shooting him with his own gun, so
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
Is
there
it an
isn't.
achievement or is it just a challenge?
I think
Not
it
an
might just be a
achievement.
challenge.
So, yeah, fuck Benny.
We got really off topic.
We are?
Kind of.
Well, what
I
was
think-
the topic?
I think that my brain just isn't working correctly.
It must not be.
Anyways, that's the answer to your question about ghouls as a playable race. Something
Yeah,
about
shoot
banging Benny.
Benny's gun out of his hand and shoot him in the face with it. There you go.
That's the answer to
We're
your
great at
question.
answering questions, aren't we?
Kind of. I mean, we could be worse. Steel Thunder, if that doesn't answer your question sufficiently, ask us again next week when we've got more sleep. Next is from Kieran GT at Bandicoot Haven. Hey, you're one of my favorite people to follow on Twitter. You're awesome. And they ask, do you ever think there will be a Fallout Mongolia?
Mongolia?
Got a little chuckle there.
South Park reference.
Yeah,
No.
well,
I'm just gonna say no.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
I
fucking want to Fallout Mongolia now. I
I
never thought of it before, but I want it.
think
I still want to Fallout not America, but that's never gonna happen.
here's the thing. We've talked about it before. Fallout Not America DLC, fine. A Fallout Not America is not okay.
Yeah, but it's okay if it's in Mongolia. It's fine.
Oh, by the way, Jordan, you can fight me, but I have the wiki on my side. According to the Fallout Extreme Wikipedia, or the wiki entry, the game would be set so that you would cross the Bering Strait, go through Russia and Mongolia into
Oh,
China.
shit.
So,
Oh,
God
Suck
damn it, we
it.
need that game.
Oh, you beat me. Okay, so if Fallout Extreme ever gets made, our dear fans, you will have your Fallout Mongolia. So there you
Yeah,
go, Bandicoot
fuck
Haven.
Fallout 4. Fuck Boston. Just give us Fallout Extreme so we can play in
No.
Mongolia.
No,
Yes.
no.
yeah, it was supposed to be on the
Yes.
PlayStation 2, so that could be fun.
That would have been the greatest Fallout game in history.
If this actually ends up happening, I'm gonna kill you, all of you, for suggesting it.
Well, I'll just go hide in Mongolia then.
Rob, what do you think about this? Back me up here, man.
I wouldn't like. I'm with you on it. I wouldn't like a Fallout game outside of the US. Maybe as a DLC, because there's something about it not being outside the US that gives that isolated feeling to it.
Mm-hmm.
Canada or Mexico would still be kick-ass.
I think
Or-
Canada will work, but I think Mexico would feel too different.
No, because think about it this way. We've gotten a really good sense of what Mexico's like from Raw.
That's true, yeah.
So that would be really interesting to explore because there's already a lot to talk about there. And, Fallout Lone Star is already exploring what it's like to live, close to the border there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that mod's gonna be really cool. Shout out to those guys.
As I've said it again, we don't really give a shit about your mod. We think it's really cool, but unfortunately, here's the thing. I want them to declare it canon so that way we can talk more about it. But
Well, either way, I'll be playing it, so sucks to suck.
yeah. Anyways,
Jordan, did you get any sleep last night?
Shh. We're moving on. Anyways, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba, the Bahamas,
Ooh,
Florida
Cuba.
Keys,
I had never thought about Cuba.
Guam, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Hawaii, Alaska, Greenland.
Wait, I wonder what happened with Cuba, because in Fallout, the whole Cuban Missile Crisis thing never would have happened, so maybe there would never be the antagonism between the United States and Cuba.
Yeah, but the antagonism came way before that.
No,
Yeah.
Before the 50s, Cuba was like a resort town, and everyone would go there. It
That's
wasn't until
true.
the Cold War when Russia started sending missiles over there that the U.S. was like, okay, no one can go there, no trade, and Cuba's been stuck since. But in Fallout, that wouldn't have happened.
You are incorrect, sir. Bay of
It,
Pigs. The Bay of Pigs invasion happened before the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Well, what year was the Bay of Pigs? Can't
so
remember.
hold up.
1961.
Yeah, but
The
that's
U.S.
still after the breakup between Fallout's timeline and the real world timeline.
The
Yeah, but it's
U.S.
still gonna happen.
Fallout breaks up at like 1960, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Monty, shh. Listen to me for like 10 seconds.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So, the problem with Cuba is that in 1959 they had a revolution, right? In
Yeah.
which they became communist.
Oh.
Here's the question: would that have? But here's the thing that Monty's bringing up is that would that have happened within the Fallout universe?
That depends.
Because that's right on the edge of the timeline.
Yeah, the timeline diverges sometime right around then.
Right in between the Cuban Missile Crisis and the end of World War II is right in between there somewhere. So
Yeah.
sometime during the Korean War is basically what we're talking about.
Yeah. So that'd be an interesting thing to explore if Obsidian makes a new Fallout game. They said, that they would either want it in New Orleans or I think Florida. So I mean, that'd be an interesting thing to explore if they did a game in Florida, a DLC.
If they do a game in
Cuba.
Florida, here's the thing: if they do a game in Florida, I think that if they're going to do DLC that goes outside of Florida, we'll probably see one in Puerto Rico or Cuba or the Bahamas. We'll probably see one in Georgia. We'll definitely see one in the Everglades, like deep South Florida, like where it's nothing but swampland.
Man, rad
Also-
alligators, that'd be so awesome.
That would be scary as shit, okay? Actually, you know what? A Florida game would be scary as shit because the people in Florida don't need radiation to act insane.
I am offended.
That they got high on. Oh my god, okay.
My
you
whole
know what?
family's from Florida. I'm offended. Anyways, I get your point, though. People down there are
Yeah. The rad gators would walk on like their hind legs too, so they'd be like 20 feet tall,
And
it
they'd
would
still-
be scary as shit.
Let me tell you, gators in real life, they're just giant stoners. They sit around and do nothing.
Hmm.
They literally just want to sit in the sun and not be bothered by anybody.
Yeah, but infuse some radiation into them, and then you got fucking man-eating gator behemoths.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah,
But you know what? Actually, if any place is gonna have a plantation style android farm, I would hope it would be in like Georgia or like someplace down south. Like that would be the most
Georgia.
historically interesting place to have.
Yeah, but it's already in Boston, so that's not happening.
It's not already in Boston.
We don't know
No,
that.
I mean the institute in Boston.
Yeah,
They
you
already
don't
have the
have
android
to
arm.
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
true. But it
That's
doesn't.
what I'm
But we could also see a completely different kind of plantation. We could see a plantation that's run by humans and all the slaves are ghouls or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
something along those lines, yeah.
Or maybe the slaves are your gator men, like you were just talking about.
Gator men, oh my god.
That would be such a terrible idea.
They better make
How
this
would
happen.
you go about enslaving gator men, Jordan? Please enlighten me, because I want to hear about the
I'd
genius
put a
idea where
really
you
bright-
don't get killed.
I'd put a really bright heat lamp on one specific area of the river, and then, yeah, that's pretty much all you'd have to do. And then you just bring the net up, and they'll just sit there as long as they still have the heat lamp. They don't give a shit.
No, I mean, we were talking about playing as ghouls. Fuck that. I want to play as a gator man.
Shout
People
out
running
to
around playing as Mirelurks.
Like, if
Yeah.
anyone says something that offends you, you can just open up your mouth and just swallow them whole. Yeah, because gators do that, right?
What?
Anyways, I
uh,
vote player characters as Khajiits.
Yeah,
Incorporate that into the story, Bethesda.
definitely. That'll
do it.
work.
anyways,
Well, why are there no, like, cats in Fallout?
Yeah, why are there no cats
Because-
involved?
Well, where did the cats go?
because I would kill them. That's why I would kick them across the Mojave.
Jordan,
That's why.
we were just promoting ASPCA, and now you're talking about kicking cats.
Look,
That is
just
awful.
because I promote that, like I would never kick a cat in real life, but you give me the chance to kick a cat in a video game, I'm absolutely gonna do it.
Dogs are far worse, especially in Fallout 3. Oh,
I like the Legend of Zelda game where you can pick up the cats and hold them.
I like in GTA 5 offline the single player missions on the Xbox One where there's cats that you can shoot in the head.
You can also play as the cat.
In GTA?
Yeah, if you find the special peyote drug in GTA 5, you can play as different animals.
The peyote, you mean?
Yeah, peyote, whatever.
You need to work.
According to Mr. House, cats are extinct by the year 2281.
Oh,
What?
That's such a sad thing. But also, supposedly, some of them were thrown into FEV vats by the master,
Oh,
along
shit.
with humans and dogs, and that's what caused centaurs. So there's that.
interesting. Doesn't explain how centaurs got on the East Coast. That's a story for another day.
They
Moving on.
crawled.
Before we get off of the Florida thing, I want to give a really quick shout out to the University of Florida. Go Gators. And that's that.
How did the master get from Mariposa to the cathedral?
He teleported.
He wormed his way over there. He blobbed.
Just blobbed.
Ugh.
Just
He
think,
rolled his way over there.
just be some dry, shriveled up thing rolling across the desert by the time he gets there.
I actually think that it was that the cathedral was connected to Mariposa in some way, and that he didn't have to move very far was the idea. Because that's the only way that it makes sense, because the cathedral was so close to the FEV vats that the Supers could use it as a base, basically.
The cathedral was like the opposite end of the map to the Mariposa.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
How does that
Mariposa
make
was
sense, then?
right at the top, and cathedral was right at the bottom.
I don't know. It's a good question. Magic. Next question. Moving on. Mr. Christopher Carter, the Sarge, 1984, on Twitter asks,
It's out of order, I'm sorry. How trippy would it be if the lore problems in Fallout 3 were due to being some kind of Truman Show of the Lone Wanderer? Like they were squeezing things in just for ratings to make a good show. Guy leaves vault, only one get out.
Wait, so what's a Truman Show?
The Truman
What?
Show is basically where... basically where...
You're uncultured swine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, you know
I'm
what?
with Monty on this one. I have no idea what it is either.
You're both uncultured swine. The Truman Show is a movie with Jim Carrey in which he finds out that his entire life has been a TV show.
Oh, I heard of that.
I've heard the name, I just have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, it's basically everything in his life is staged.
So we said, what if Fallout was a TV show in the game,
What if
but
Fallout
no one knew it?
3 was that way?
That could actually make sense.
I think the what's been accepted regarding that whole why there's so many lore problems is that they designed the world and they designed the world before they actually settled on the storyline. So that's why everything's still destroyed after 200 years.
Yeah, I read originally it was supposed to be a prequel, right? It was like
Something like that.
Yeah. But then it was shoehorning in the Brotherhood of Steel and Enclave. I think we spoke about this last time I was on, when I said about how Fallout 3 is a perfect mix of 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely odd.
Because the whole Tenpenny thing and Moriarty, it doesn't make any sense for them to move across the Atlantic.
Yeah, that part doesn't make sense.
So it kind of makes more sense that...
I've talked about their accents on a previous episode, and I'll give you the short version of it. Their family units didn't move, so basically they came over just before the war started. For example, basically most of them would have been refugees, especially from the UK and Ireland, where Moriarty and Tenpenny would have been.
Yeah.
And Dukov probably came a little bit before that, before the Russians started being really bullied a lot in the US.
Yeah.
Basically, their families had grown up speaking with this accent. The war happens, they get stuck within somewhere where they're safe, not necessarily a vault, but somewhere similar, like a really fortified house or something like that. They only interact with their own families for a long time, so that just becomes their default accent. By the time we get there, the rest of their families are destroyed or have moved to other places, so we only see that part. Does that make sense?
And I think it's hinted at in 3 that Tenpenny might not even be British, that he might just be like,
An
making
asshole.
that part up. Yeah.
So it sounds more pretentious.
Like the tribes in New Vegas, the casino families.
Yeah.
Their accents on.
Well, like the Kings have an accent because they're
They're
imitating.
imitating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
the-
the Albertas are meant to be Italian, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's
Oh.
entirely possible because there are Italian families now that talk like that here in the U.S.
Yeah.
and their families have been here since the 1800s. So it's not totally unbelievable.
While we're on the topic of accents, I will accept a Fallout in Boston if everyone speaks with a Boston accent.
Oh, they're gonna have fun with that if they do
It's
that.
wicked awesome. You
Parking
jabroni.
lot.
Eat your rad chowder.
Oh my god, please, please.
Go Red Sox.
Oh man, we're gonna move on before we just get into bad accent time. Next question is from Some Polite Chap 1 at Some Polite Chap on Twitter. I don't like you. Monty is not the best. Screw you.
It's obviously me.
It is obviously Jordan. She
Well,
is the
I am
best.
flattered by your gracious comment.
Jordan is the best, Monty.
Well, I'm gonna stay humble, you know. I'm
As
not
an
like Jordan.
employee of this company, you will back up Jordan as the best.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
Rob, as a guest of this company, you will support Queen Jordan.
Oh, I like that, Queen.
I will eat frozen Nuka-Cola on a popsicle stick right in front of you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I'm
You
just
know what?
I'm
I bet you
standing
that would
up.
be pretty good.
Yeah, it would be.
It's just like frozen Coke.
See, Jordan agrees with me now. She agrees.
About eating
Anyways,
popsicles.
Jordan, should we call you President Jordan now?
No,
Just
I
like
prefer
President
Queen.
Dave. No, I was talking to other Jordan.
Oh.
no, you can call me Sir Jordan.
Sir Jordan. You're not
Jordan.
even from England.
You could call me Mr. Maureen. That would work. Be super formal about it. Moving on. Her actual question was, how many hours have you each put into Fallout 3 plus New Vegas? Probably 1,000 or more hours
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, both combined? Or both separate?
combined. He says they say Fallout 3 plus Fallout New Vegas, so I would assume that they mean but then then they say respectively, so I don't know. If we're going respectively,
Does plus mean and? Or
it's literally a plus sign.
yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, well, I've put 200 hours plus on Fallout 3 in just one playthrough, and I have about maybe 300 hours in New Vegas on a few playthroughs. Then I have about maybe 50 hours in Fallout 1.
I probably have 20 hours combined in Fallout 1 and 2, probably 400 to 500 in Fallout 3, and probably 500 to 600 in New Vegas.
I only have like 10 hours in the first one. And I can't do it. I'm sorry.
And I also have about 250 in Skyrim too, but
We're not talking about
Fuck
Skyrim.
I know, but
Oh, go on.
Probably close to 200 in New Vegas and 300 in 3.
I can't tell for certain for 1 and 2 because I had it on disc before I had it on Steam, so I played them on there. And for Fallout 3, I had it on Xbox, and I know I did over 50 playthroughs on that. I didn't buy any other games for like a year because I was just glued to Fallout 3.
50
didn't actually-
playthroughs.
Yep, it was something like that anyway.
Holy shit.
New Vegas. Done each of the endings at least twice, I think. But because I use an external launcher, it stopped adding up the hours, but currently I have 133 hours. So
Impressive.
That's pretty good. I'm taking a guess at my numbers. They could be plus or minus 100 hours because I only play on Xbox, really. Because I like playing the game vanilla anyways, so there's not really any point in me playing it on my PC.
And when Fallout 4 comes out, I'm just going to play that for about 100 hours straight.
Yeah, seriously, you're not going to hear a podcast that week. It's going to be
Nope.
complete radio silence. There's going to be
Jordan's
nothing.
going to be like, Monty, where are you? I'm going to be like, oh, I'm busy. Gotta do things.
Work will be canceled for like 3 weeks
Yeah.
for everyone,
That's going to be a national holiday when that releases.
pretty much. So there's your answer, some polite chap. Next question. Comment. Janine on YouTube.
That is definitely not that right. It's Jenny.
Are you serious?
Oh, Jordan butchering names again.
Shit. Who spells Jenny like that?
Who
This
the
isn't
fuck
even a
spells
question.
Janine like that? There's no N on the end.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Anyways, she was commenting on our conversation last week about caps being used as the currency and why it makes sense for the caps to be used as currency. And her comment was, the problem with carrying around 50 plus caps is the noise. It's hard to be stealthy with that. And here's what I'm going to tell you, because there's a really simple answer. Don't you think that 50 bottle caps is probably going to be a lot quieter than 50 gold coins?
And also all the pounds of equipment you're carrying around.
Yeah, and on top of that, most people in the wasteland aren't going around like hunting I shouldn't say hunting animals. They're not going around like the player character does, like exploring every single ruin, being super stealthy and things like that.
They also probably don't carry all of their money with them at the same time.
Well,
Yeah.
I also gave her a pretty simple answer too. I just said you can just take the bag with all the caps and just, smack people across the face with it.
I feel like if I got hit with a bag of bottle caps, I'd be more annoyed than anything else because I feel like that wouldn't hurt that much.
No, it would definitely hurt. Go test it out.
even with 10,000 bottle caps in a bag.
Yeah, I mean maybe not
Yeah.
50, but about 500. That would hurt.
Um, If you all want to hear the sound of about 20 bottle caps jingling around, it isn't that much.
Jingle, jangle, jingle, spurs, jingle, jangle, jangle.
That's 20 bottle caps.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Oh,
Yeah,
you actually got 20 bottle caps.
I'm saving them. I have a use for them.
Oh, for the apocalypse.
Yeah, definitely.
I have like 250 can tabs that I can go and hit myself over the head with it. See,
No,
I'll
I
have to
actually
tell you how that
started
feels.
saving them because like there's a type of beer here that has stars on the bottle caps, and so they'll be put
Oh,
into use some other time.
So you gotta get the prize.
Probably, yeah, definitely.
What
I
was that
still
stupid?
haven't finished that.
You've never finished that? Seriously?
No, I have like, I'm like a few star bottle cap shy.
Well,
Yonder
I
to the
have
best.
like 40 right here, so
I'm
some
sorry,
of
I'm
them are
confident.
black and some of them are red.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The best way to finish the Star Bottle Cap quest, and I'm going to tell you right now, is just collect every single bottle of Sunset Sarsaparilla you find. Go
And
to the
then
factory, get every single one of them, and then just down them all in one thing. Because I think it's like a 1 in 4, 1 in 5 chance that you'll get a Sunset a Star Bottle
Yeah.
Cap each time you drink
Yeah.
one. That's how I got all of them. I never bothered to go out and actually search for them.
Yeah, whenever you see like a Nuka-Cola or Sunset Sarsaparilla, I mean, you should always take it because it's, bottle caps.
Yeah. So
my problem with that quest is that the fucking animatronic is really creepy.
Festus,
Yeah.
he's awesome.
No.
That game that he plays is pretty cool.
Don't spoil it.
I'm gonna spoil it for you and tell you that he comes to life and he tries to fight you, and you have to fight back. And the only weapon that will damage him is the gun that you get as a reward.
Oh shit.
I'm
Sounds
lying.
pretty
I'm
awesome.
completely lying.
That
Oh,
would
you
be
motherfucker.
terrifying, and I would probably never play the game again. And also,
So yeah, it's really pretty bad. We had a lot of fan questions this week.
Well, I also got a few on my Twitter too. I'd like to read this one real quick.
Okay.
All right, so James Hendry at James H3347 said there should be a Fallout Easter egg referencing Bin Laden with a Brahmin called Osama bin Brahmin.
cultural insensitivity aside, that would be terrible. That's the second worst pun I've ever heard, and
I can get behind that one.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean, I would like a pet Brahmin and be able to name him whatever I want.
Isn't that the whole reason that Fallout can't be sold in India?
Hmm.
yeah,
Because they're called Brahmin because one, they're cows, and two, Brahmin is a word for a holy man.
and you can kill them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Japan, they took out the power of the Atom Quest and renamed the Fat Man to Nuke Launcher. And,
Yeah.
and the little boy kit doesn't exist.
And
yeah,
then-
and weren't the like the medicines like called the actual names?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
for
they
everywhere.
were. And that's why they had to change them, because Australia wouldn't let you sell it.
Yeah.
Oh, Australia.
And
They're
then
the most
in my
sensitive people in
copy of
existence.
3, it's the well, it was the German censored version.
Yeah.
And so there was no blood.
It's weird because you see these kinds of things where in games the Germans have a tendency to block violence, especially blood. Australians have a tendency to block anything sexual or drug related.
So, in the German version, the gore bags that super mutants have, what's in there?
Well, mine is patched to the Austrian version.
Ah,
So it's
So
fixed slightly.
It's Austria didn't have the regulations that Germany did. It's just they're in it's the same language, so it didn't fuck it up. But when I didn't have it patched, it didn't matter. Like, they were still gore bags, but you didn't have blood splatter, and you didn't have all of that. They were just typically empty, so you didn't have the mutilated body parts.
so you
Oh,
couldn't
that's the
like,
fun part.
so you couldn't blow legs off or anything like that. No.
No.
So no
It's
bloody
kind of
mess.
lame. No, there was still the bloody mess perk. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can all agree that bloody mess is the best perk in Fallout history, but
Imagine taking that perk and then thinking, oh yeah, everything's going to explode now. And then it doesn't because it's censored.
yeah, I'd want my money back.
It'd be
Um,
weird.
Yeah, they used to be. I mean, this applies to the originals as well. Chems did used to be just called drugs because there is some text that still says drugs.
Yeah, and the medics was called morphine and things like that.
yeah.
And then Australia was the biggest proponent of saying, well, that's just it's gonna promote kids doing drugs.
Oh yeah, because definitely.
And it was just easier to just change everything because it made everybody happy.
There's
And
no
it's not
kid-
like
Sorry, go on.
it's not like it makes a big difference. I mean, we all kind of know that Med-X is basically morphine.
Yeah.
You know.
There's no kids in the. I can't remember if it's Fallout 1 or Fallout 2. Yeah, there's no kids in the UK version.
Why's that?
because you could kill kids in it. So.
Well, now they just have it so that you can't kill kids no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. But everyone turns that command off anyway, so.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a mod
No,
to
I
kill
don't
kids.
because I'm not a dick.
I do.
Here's the thing.
No, those kids at Little Lamplight are dicks and they should be dead.
But
No.
I swear Bethesda do it on purpose. They make their kids really annoying because they know you can't kill them.
Yeah.
But I
Especially
think
the deal
that
with the Wazer rifle.
Yeah.
Dewey.
Shout out to Open Minded.
Here's the thing. I think that the kid killing sensor is one of those ones where the sensor makes sense. You don't want your game to be labeled as a child murder simulator.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that that's one of those things that makes sense. Plus,
Well,
it's like
Clearly,
also,
they haven't played The Sims, so.
well, yeah. But I think it also makes sense. Well, in The Sims, you can't ever directly kill your characters.
Yes,
That's
you can.
I'll say
You're not
taking.
taking a gun and making them shoot themselves or anything like that.
Well, you can mod it to do that, but you know.
Jordan, jeez, your Sims games are really dark.
I name them after all of the people I know and then just, no, not really.
Oh my god.
Sorry to any friends listening to this.
I'm gonna tell your sister about this
Go ahead. Why did we follow her on Twitter? We need to stop that.
because your sister is funny and she has awesome tweets. That's why. Shout out
Let's
to
get her on the
Katie.
podcast.
She's only 16. We can't have a 16-year-old on here.
Yeah, actually, that's true. I actually wanted to thank you for bringing that up. For those of you who are under 18 and wanted to be on the podcast, I'm sorry, but you can't. Legal stuff, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to fill out the paperwork, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to get sued, yada, yada, yada. There's your explanation.
Also, you can't legally buy the game, damn it.
That's also true. We also can't legally offer you a beer that we celebratory offer.
Well, in Germany you can, right?
If you're over 16, yeah.
Yeah.
But they still
Oh, yeah,
ID
that's-
you for them. Damn it.
All right, anyways, it's fun talking to all of you, but I think that our time has come to an end.
Oh,
And I want
no.
to take this time and say thank you to all of our lovely viewers who sent in so many questions that we didn't have time to get to the actual topic today. Screw you guys. And by screw
No,
you
you
guys,
guys
I
are
mean,
fucking
Not really. We really appreciate all of the feedback. Like, it's amazing how much you all talk to us.
Yeah.
It
It
is.
blows my mind.
Here's,
Keep it up, Wastelanders.
I
The
do have
topic
one.
was Follows the Apocalypse, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was supposed to be.
We kind of touched on that in episode 9, didn't we? When we were talking about
How they were off the beaten path in like 1 and 2.
they were kind of like, yeah, Red Cross influenced.
Red Cross and Jesuits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you still want to know that, just look on that podcast.
Episode number 9. But yeah, where was I going with stuff? Oh, you guys are awesome. I do have one request of all of our viewers. If you want to give us constructive criticism on anything, direct it directly to our Twitter. Say it out loud. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. And as long as you do it in a polite way, we ain't gonna be mad. We want to hear what you guys have to say.
Or if you just want to tell us to fuck off, that's okay too.
I'd prefer that you don't do that. I have a delicate soul. I can't really punch you while my nails are still drying. Sorry.
I don't think you can do that in a polite way either, so.
Yeah, that's true. Excuse me, sir. Can you politely fuck off?
No, people do that to Pete Hines all the time.
That's true. Leave Pete Hines alone. That's my advice for this week.
Yeah, he muted me a while ago.
Advice for all people who are fans of the Fallout series: don't bother developers. They've got better things to do. They work on more than one game than just Fallout. Just back off. Okay? Anyways, thank you all for joining me. This has been Jordan, Monty, and Rob, and thank you all for joining us today on this wonderful afternoon.
Peace, Wastelanders.
Peace out.